Welcome to the Ho Ho Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
We are broadcasting live from the Cottage Studio, so welcome to the Ho Ho Show. And as always, I'm your host, Ho Ho.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. And I am joined in studio today by Mr. Ray. How you doing today, sir?
How's it going, everybody?
Oh, wow. That was hilarious. I had a brain fart. I completely forgot what it was I was supposed to do. And welcome, Linda, over there in Spreaker Land. It is good to see you today.
It's not like it's a first thing that's ever happened.
No, them small hiccups are kind of...
Yeah. It makes the show.
Yeah, I mean, if everything went 100% smoothly, I don't think I'd know what to do with it. I mean, it'd just be bad.
We'd be scared.
I'd be scared. I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. Oh yeah, guys, just around the corner, we are like 2 weeks away, 20 days away, almost 3 weeks away from Ray's birthday and the Halloween special that is going to be done by Mr. Alex Exum on Live Talk. And hello, Mr. Howard over there in Facebook land. And Andy, how you doing? Steve put hiccups are hilarious.
Hiccups are, yes.
Hiccups are definitely hilarious.
Not hiccup hearts.
And Andy said, loving the new intro. And thank you. I appreciate that. So, all right, guys. And to kick it off, we're going to go ahead and play the promo for the Dead Again Halloween drama that will be aired. So check this one out.
When a horrific tragedy befalls a man, he comes up with a diabolical and sinister plan.
Nothing will stop us, darling. Nothing can stop us now.
With the help of those who are not what they seem, his tale of terror will be told this Halloween. One night only, October the 31st. Be there and be scared.
So that is the Dead Again. And guys, I'm actually going to be in it. Oh, I'm excited. He did a thing for an auction for the part, and I won the auction. So I sent that in, and he's putting that together, and I'm excited. It's going to be cool, but I can't give you guys any information on it, though.
Oh,
I know. It's horrible. Steve put in there, hiccups, not hiccups. Okay, hiccups. Hiccups are hilarious. Apparently, I can't read either. I know. Go figure.
English.
Linda put, congratulations on the role in Dead Again. Yes, I'm so excited. I really am. I mean, it's not my first, acting type thing because I've done, dinner and a show stuff.
Right.
And I've done a lot of different things in my youth as a youth.
As your youth?
I'm sorry, youth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's hilarious. Anyway, I've done that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's not my first time doing that, but it's hilarious. It's awesome. It's fun. And I can't wait to be in this one and hear the whole thing because I've got no idea about anything. All I was sent was my part and that was it. So
You going to keep your clothes on?
No, I was not at all. Yeah. Oh, hilarious, not hilarious. Oh, I got you, Howard. Yes, I definitely, yes, because hilarious is a much better word for even more hilarious. So, guys, we've got a lot of things to talk about this today because it's been really, Vector, what are you doing? He's like pushing the thing. I swear that thing is a cat, man. I'm telling you, he's weird. Anyway, I mean, I know it's been a few weeks since I've been on. Things have been just busy, and I don't know what to do with my hands right now. I'm doing this. I don't know what to do. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of things going on. I mean, we've had the presidential debate. The president's come down with the COVIDs. We've had the vice president debate. We've had Nancy Pelosi throwing a fit on things. It's just had a lot of stuff going on. Should we start with that? Nancy
Sure.
Pelosi?
Why not?
Yeah. We're going to start with Nancy Pelosi. So, guys, if you guys are unaware, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, we've done a lot of working on my truck. Yeah. But Nancy Pelosi, she, first off, I want to tell you that this isn't going to happen. Okay, let me just be clear on that one right here, right now. Okay, this ain't going to happen. Because she's wanting to do some changes to basically the 25th Amendment on how the president is removed due to whatever. Right now, it's the vice president and the cabinet who does it. She's written a bill trying to get a panel together to basically deem him unworthy of being president. And she claims this has absolutely nothing to do with Trump, and of which case I kind of call Bravo Sierra on that one. Because, and listening to other people talk about this, I'm kind of in agreement that I really don't see Biden, I don't see the Democrat Party doing that to one of their own. I really don't. You look throughout history on how well they treat their own, they treat them very well, regardless of what they do. That they can do all kinds of messed up stuff, and the Democrats will, and the Democratic Party will still, sing their praises.
Yeah,
exactly. So I really don't see that. And, again, if they were to do this, and the funny thing is, if they were to, because here's the thing, you got to, pass the bill, you got to have it go through the House, you got to have it go through the Senate, it's got to be signed by the president, and that is not going to happen. Before the election, it's just not going to happen. The president ain't going to sign that. He's going to send it back, and then they're going to need 3/5, right? 3/5.
Well, any change in the amendment has to be ratified by 3/4 of each of the states.
Right. Yeah, they actually absolutely, have to do that by amendment. And that's one of the things too, because there's been a lot of talk as well about the Democrats. See, this is the thing, guys. The Democrats are wanting to cheat really hardcore on this coming election. And I guess we're kind of partially moving on a little bit, because one of the things that they are, getting into staying on Nancy Pelosi. Why not stay on Nancy? I mean, it's just a good place to be, right? I mean, she's comfortable.
Oh, God. Wow.
I know, right? But staying on point. With Nancy, she also passed or wrote up a bill, and this was over the new stimulus package. Now, if you guys are unaware, 2/3 vote. What did I say?
3/5.
Yeah, I meant 2/3. I didn't mean, I good catch by there.
Yeah.
Linda put in here, Nancy comfortable? You need a tranquilizer if you listen to her for long. Isn't that the truth? She's she's a great, wonderful person. She is amazing. My mama said if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I might as well just make up a bunch of nice stuff to say about her. Why not? But anyway, Nancy, she in her stimulus package, there was a lot of stuff in there, and the president was absolutely right whenever he refused to, said, hey, look, instead of doing this, which you guys know darn good well, I'm not going to want to, sign this. Why don't we do a bunch of smaller bills so that this way the stuff that everybody agrees on, we can go ahead and get that passed now.
Right.
Okay. Steve put in here, he goes, my wife accused me of naming my firearm after Nancy Pelosi, and I about shot her. That's hilarious that he named Nancy. I thought it was a good name. But anyway, that's funny. That's funny, Steve. But there's quite a few different things in that bill, that stimulus package, that has absolutely nothing to do with helping out people during the pandemic. Right. Okay. Do you guys remember a lot about the last one?
Oh, yeah.
All the money that went to the Kennedy Center, all the money that went to numerous different places that had nothing to do with the pandemic. Well, the same's true on this one. They're wanting to give money to different states and different cities for their failed policies to help them rebuild and pay for their pensions and a lot of other things in there that it's like the president's like, I'm not paying for you guys' failed policies. I'm not doing that. Right. That's not the point. What does that have to do with the stimulus package and helping people, helping the American people? What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. So, no. She also put a bunch of stuff in there to totally redo. And this, again, based on what you said, would also need a amendment to the Constitution, because she was also wanting to, and wrote in this bill, changes to the electoral process, doing it to where it was overseen, run, and controlled by the federal government instead of controlled by each individual state. That's an overreach, violation of the Constitution.
Right.
But she put that in there too, basically forcing it to where, elections would be unsecure, unverifiable, same-day voter registration, all kinds of other things. And of which case it's like, why are you putting this in a stimulus package to help Americans? Mm-hmm. This doesn't do anything for Americans. A lot of things in there that she put that had nothing to do with anything other than things that she knows she's not going to be able to pass on a normal basis, she tried to throw in there. And the president said, no, it's not going to happen.
Right.
Not going to happen at all. Did you hear anything else on the stimulus package?
No, but the whole thing is, the longer this pandemic goes on, the more times they can do this crap. The more times they can throw stuff in that shouldn't be in there. So the Democratic Party would love for this pandemic to continue. They don't want this to end because they can just keep doing and throw crap in there every time. And so that's their game plan is this virus is just getting out of control. So longer we can do it, longer we can push this story and push this pandemic, then we have free reign.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that this whole entire thing is a power play. The whole entire thing was made to look the president look bad. Right. And Howard makes a good point over here in Facebook. He says, just so she can say that the president is not working with the Democrats. Absolutely. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to put their narrative on there to make it sound like they're doing everything that they can and everything that they should be for the Democratic Party, for the people. That's exactly what they're wanting to do and what they're going to do. And we know this because they've done this numerous times. They've done this several times in the past. So let's see here. But, one of the things that I love is that the president never does take these kind of things laying down like what most Republicans have been doing for a very long time.
Right.
Anytime this type of narrative is done, they try to apologize. They try to say whatever they can to make it sound like what they're doing isn't bad instead of defending their point. But the president, somebody whom has been in the spotlight, has been on TV with his own quote unquote reality show. You're fired. He's used to being in the spotlight, and he's not going to take this, nor has he ever taken this laying down.
Yeah.
He's been a fighter. He's definitely been a fighter. So, should we go ahead and take a break and then get into the debates?
Let's do debates first.
The debates is going to take the rest of the show.
Really? Okay.
Well, yeah.
I guess we better take a break then.
We are 14 minutes in. All right, guys. So we're going to take a quick break.
Had to think on that one, didn't you?
I was like, I don't know. All right, guys. So just a couple minutes and we will be right back.
are correct. You are correct.
Have you ever been so full of it your eyes are brown? Have you ever sat on the toilet but nothing comes out? Is a box of frosted shredded wheat just not doing the trick? Well, have I got the ultimate solution for you? Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. See, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse is that particular product that will break through the sphincter like the Kool-Aid Man through a brick wall. Oh yeah! No more irregularity, no more cramping, just good old nice flow. That's right. Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. Please use responsibly and use at home. This is a fast-acting product now available in Tropical Punch. Welcome back to the Ho Ho Show. How you guys doing? And welcome Dave over there in YouTube land. And Howard asked, he goes, Ray, how was the new restaurant? So did you go to that one over in that one town?
Yes, I did.
How'd you like it?
Honest opinion, guys. I'm spoiled from Gambino's, and the place in Decatur was awesome until the health department shut them down and then reopened. I've never been back. So this is my third different Cajun spot, and honestly, for me, I can only speak for myself, I did not care for it compared to the last two places I've been to. But that's just me. So, sorry.
Oh, yeah. What little I tried there, I liked it. I was, I like Gambino's too. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I've been down to actual real, down in Slidell.
That'd be awesome. Dude. That's like the heaven of Cajun food area.
Home cooked. Uh-huh. It was absolutely amazing. Howard says, you suck. And yes, the whenever I chat one, I mean, it goes to everywhere, Steve. So, don't be confused. That was to Dave over there on YouTube, not to Facebook. It just goes everywhere anyway. So, guys, we are going to talk about the debates. Yeah. Now, whenever I...
Yeah.
Okay, so the car's passed now. All right. Car driving past.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't think he's going 88 miles an hour, though.
I don't think so either. He didn't go back in time. November 5th. We got a little while till November 5th, 1955. Anyway, so whenever I did the presidential debates, I didn't quite do it 100% right. I mean, I watched it. No, wait. The presidential debates I watched I watched a little bit of like everything, as far as stuff goes, but I was listening primarily to, I believe, Alex Exum Live Talk. I think that was on a Tuesday. See, there's been so many, because like I watched the Biden town hall for like a few minutes because YouTube shut down the Louder with Crowder. I watched the town hall on on like everything, and then listened to it on one place. I listened to I've been so plugged into different things. It's just been ridiculous. But whenever I was doing the presidential debate, yeah, Linda put in here the presidential debate I heard through Live Talk, and I'm pretty sure I did too. I think I was in there. She watched the Biden-Harris debate on KGW. I watched the Biden-Harris debate on Fox, and I'm actually kind of kicking myself in the butt for watching it on Fox. I should have actually watched it through, I believe, CNN, because CNN had a side-by-side view, kind of like what this view is right now with both of them. Fox News just kind of kept it one or the other. So, I mean, I'm with... Anyway, going back to the presidential debate. Howard's watching Back to the Future. That's awesome. Hold on a second.
Honestly, while you're doing that, I gotta confess, I don't watch that stuff.
You have a confession to make?
I don't watch any of it. You know why? Because it just infuriates me listening to all the BS and the lies, and it really does. I can't stand watching that stuff. So I honestly can't say that I watched any of it. I get the tidbits on the news, on the updates and stuff like that, and what people post, and I go from there. But I mean, I already know who I'm voting for and everything else. I mean, it's
Right? Yeah, me
sure
too.
as heck ain't Joe Biden. I guarantee you. So, I mean,
That is definitely for sure. But whenever I watched the debate, I got to be honest, I was quite disappointed because it was chaotic. I mean, it really was, and it ended up being like a 2-against-1.
Right.
The moderator and Biden versus Trump. It was chaotic. I mean, it really was.
It doesn't surprise me though.
Yeah, and I was watching after the fact. I was watching Ben Shapiro on the Ben Shapiro show, and what he said about it and how he related or equated whatever word he used, I don't even remember, the Swedish chef arguing with Chewbacca, and I was like, that's accurate. I'm like, that's very accurate. That's about what it amounted to. And Howard put it in, he goes, he was furious with the president and the nonstop interruptions. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do, I mean, I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to knock him off his game and, put him off balance. But, I mean, it was just repeatedly, time after time. I mean, he didn't even give Biden really even a good chance to hang himself. He didn't even give him enough rope to hang himself at all. I mean, it was just badgering after badgering. It was horrible. And hello, M&C Family Homestead over there in YouTube land. Good to see you. Linda put in here the Pence fly. That was hilarious. He's so fly. Pence was so fly for a white guy. I don't know. I heard one of those in there. It was great. It was hilarious. But one of the takeaways on that was Biden was asked specifically a question, and I don't remember if this was a moderator question or if this was a question or something that was posed to him by the president. I really don't remember, but he was asked about packing the court, and Biden just flat out said, "No, I am not answering this question." Just straight up, no, not going to answer, because whatever answer I give you, that's going to be the discussion. I'm not doing it. And everybody knows why he's not answering the question, because what he actually intends on doing, he says he's just chilling and wanted to drop a high. Well, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you for stopping on in. But we all know why he's not wanting to answer the question. We all know why he's not wanting to answer it. It's what he intends on doing is unpopular, and he doesn't think as though he's going to have the support of the base, and that's exactly why he won't answer it. And considering I don't remember a whole heck of a lot other than just how chaotic the whole thing was and how disappointed I was in it, we're going to go ahead and move on to the vice presidential debate, because this one was the one that was way better. Ish. A lot better.
Got more out of it.
Definitely got more out of it. Now, the moderator did a better job. Not to say that she did a good job, but she did a much better job.
Right.
It was still rather one-sided as far as the questions goes. What is irritating to me is you had, and this goes with most any of these debates, it's just kind of how it ends up doing. You always have a liberal that's always doing the questioning, because all of them do it. I would much rather see a conservative question the liberal on stage and a liberal question the conservative on stage. That's how I would much rather see these things. You would get a more productive debate going back and forth if you actually did that, instead of a completely and wholly one-sided debate. Okay? Right. And the only problem that I had with the vice president was he was just too slow. He took his time. He took way too long, way too many breaths. He had a lot to say, but he didn't have a lot of time to say it. And it would have been better if he would have sped up. That was my big thing. That I just, come on, dude, talk faster, because he went long. You know, every single time that he was up there, he went past his 2 minutes, and it was funny because I heard people, you know, talking bad about the moderators, like she's giving, you know, Harris so much more time. I'm like, dude, she had to, because Biden took, you know, an extra minute almost every single time. She had to give more time to Harris.
Right.
It's like she didn't really have much of a choice, you know. And you had Pence, and this was absolutely, I mean, there were several times that I was like, yes, because Pence did an amazing job. Several lines, or there was like 2, maybe 3 times that Harris said to, or I'm sorry, that what's the vice president's name?
Pence.
Okay, that Pence said to Harris, it's okay that you have your own opinion, or, you know, having your own opinion is fine, but you can't have your own facts. You can have your own opinion, but you can't have your own facts. And that was one of the things that Harris was doing quite often. She would spout out this, spout out that, spout out another, things that were hopes and dreams, but not a lot that was actually based on facts. And that was one of the things that Pence did, is he came back with facts. And she was like just so spiteful. There's a word for that, and I'm not going to use it, but she was very, very spiteful during that entire exchange. She really was. I mean, she just shook her head. The whole Valley Girl thing going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, that whole I am speaking. Oh, it was great. You know, I mean, there was just like, you just wanted to, you know, I mean.
Hey, it don't matter to them. All they have to do is just stuff more ballots. That's their.
Well, we know that's what they're going to do, you know.
They could do horrible in all this crap and you know, just stuff a few more in the mail slot.
Yeah, Linda put it in here. I am speaking, she kept saying. And yeah, you know, I mean, that was one of her things. But yeah, and this was a thing, too, that was absolutely awesome. And this is one of the things that was a huge disappointment, you know, as far as the moderator. Because it wasn't the moderator that asked the question on packing the Supreme Court. It was Pence that asked if she was going to pack the Supreme Court. Not once, not twice, but 3 freaking times she asked that question. And it's like, And after the whole thing, because she, you know, and this is a case where I actually give Biden more respect than I give Harris, because Biden
Pence.
said,
Pence.
No, I give Biden more respect on this, because Biden at least said, I'm not answering the question. I refuse to answer this question. I'm not going to give you, you know, an answer to the question. Harris said, oh, yeah, I'll answer the question. Shut up, and I'll go ahead and I'll answer the question right here, right now. I wish you'd ask me another question I can answer right now. And then she didn't answer the question. She just spoke a lot of words, but she never did answer the question, after of which Pence was like, for the record, I would just like to note that she still did not answer the question.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's what she... Vector? Vector?
You gave him a little too much caffeine today, didn't you?
Vector. Listen to me when I'm talking to you. Don't you get angry with me.
He's getting mad.
You getting
Wow.
look at them eyes, man. He is upset.
Come over here. Yeah, I know how he treats you. I know.
Anyway, Linda put in here, she kept going on about her career history, and she absolutely did.
Oh, I would say something, but no.
But yeah, she did. She kept going on about her career history, and it was hilarious because Pence is like, okay, now that you went ahead and talked about your history, let's go ahead and talk about your career history. And he laid it out. I mean, he laid it bare, and she was so mad. I mean, you could just see the hate in her eyes on how mad she was. How dare you bring up truth in this debate? Holy crap, you know, and it was hilarious.
What do these people think, though? I mean, seriously, what do you think goes through their mind? I mean, they like none of this stuff is going to be brought up. I mean, that the other side is just going to go, oh, no big deal. We're not going to talk about anything.
Pretty much. I mean, you know, that's the whole point of the moderator, is to moderate what it is that, the questions that's going to get asked and the topics that's going to get brought up. And considering the moderator had no intention of bringing up her past, but it was Harris who brought up her own past. It was Pence who brought up stacking the Supreme Court. Dave put in here, he goes, I agree with Ray. It's all BS, but it could have been awesome. Trump should have crushed it. And he should have, Dave. He absolutely should have during the presidential debate. I mean, he had all the opportunity. It was his to win. And he dropped the ball. He fumbled, and he said that he forgot to hit the send button. He apologized for that. That's okay, though. It's not an issue. But yeah, back to the VP debate, but let's go ahead and talk about, one of the responses that Harris had on that VP debate, because she brought up, because here's the thing. There's nothing in the Constitution that says how many Supreme Court justices there are supposed to be. There's no number in there at all. And we have had, for the past 150 years, 9 Supreme Court justices. Okay? And I believe 29 different times during an election year, there has been a vacancy, and with the exception of one, every single time the sitting president has put forth a nomination, if it was a different party controlling the Senate, then the confirmation never happened. If there was, the confirmation did happen.
Right.
The time that she wanted to bring up, and Linda puts in here an awesome point. She goes, it would be logical to have an odd number due to potential tie votes. Exactly, and that's why there is an odd number. This way they're, the tie-breaking vote. That's why it's like that. But the one that she wanted to bring up was Abraham Lincoln. That was her. And hello, Brandon, over there in Twitch land. He asked if I am a libertarian. Absolutely. Well, kind of. I'm a constitutional conservative with libertarian leanings. I'm not a liberal at all, but constitutional conservative with libertarian leanings. That's in a nutshell. That's what about you? What do you classify yourself as, Ray?
Oh, on the record, I'm a Republican, but I'm more.
How dare you?
I know I'm one of them, but and more. I categorize myself more just conservative than anything. Because I don't toe a party line. I go strictly by conservative values.
Right, constitutional.
Right.
Yep. Me too. But she brought up Abraham Lincoln 27 days before the election. And she said that Abraham Lincoln said that it wouldn't be right for me to pick another Supreme Court justice. I'm going to wait till after the election. That's what she claimed he said. That never happened. That was an outright lie. Absolutely. Linda put in here, I am an independent. That is awesome. But yeah, Harris flat out lied on what happened. Let me give you a little bit of a history lesson on this. They were fighting a civil war. So Abraham Lincoln had a few more pressing matters to deal with, and Congress was not in session. How is he going to make a nomination and get that person confirmed until, after the election, because Congress wasn't set to go back in session until December. So it's like he didn't even have an opportunity to make a nomination. So he didn't even bother making a nomination. That's what happened. Now you know.
Right.
Harris lied. Of course she lied.
Shocking.
And then, of course, with the question of, do you intend on packing the Supreme Court? You see, here's the thing. For the past 53 years, the Supreme Court has been Democrat-controlled. The Democrats claim that they love democracy, that they want to put everything in the hands of the people and allow them to vote. But the fact of the matter is, whenever a vote comes up and the people vote what it is that they want, kind of like abortion in California. They took it to the courts and said, no, you guys can't do this, yada, yada, blah, blah. So that's kind of the fallback position that the Democrats have had for the past 50 plus years. It's been, if we don't like the outcome of something, then we're going to go ahead and have it changed through the Supreme Court, and they like having that.
Right.
With Beckett getting the nomination and possible confirmation, and I think that happens this coming week, doesn't it? That the
I think so.
Confirmation hearings? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're terrified that they're going to lose that. They're going to lose their edge. They're going to lose their advantage because, here's what our founding fathers wrote or said about the Supreme Court. It was the safest of the three branches of government because it is not supposed to be a political entity. It is supposed to be a law entity.
Right.
That's it. It wasn't supposed to be anything political whatsoever. You're not supposed to, legislate from the bench. You can't enforce from the bench. You can't legislate from the bench. You can only basically resolve debate, resolve conflict. That's it. That's the only thing that the Supreme Court is supposed to be doing. It's unfortunate that they've gone beyond that, beyond their constitutional duty and constitutional power. It's a shame that they've done that, but they have. Dave put in here, he goes, I'm a registered Republican, but I eat, drink, sleep, and bleed human. I like that answer. I like that answer. So, yeah. Oh, don't you do that.
Do what?
Oh, okay. She had something on her screen. I thought she was going to do something, and she didn't, so that's very, very good. Notice how I did not say her name. I'm not saying her name. Then she'll wake up and talk to me, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So the debate was very, yeah. And by the way, the call-in number is 217-965-6133. If you would like to call in and put your 2 cents in and be part of the show.
International callers, dial 1 first.
Absolutely. So yeah, it's just crazy, And then we have the president getting the COVIDs, and I thought that was, quite honestly, I was overjoyed that the president got the COVIDs. How about you?
Oh, I can't say overjoyed, but I'm glad he's doing okay.
Yeah, I had absolutely no fear that anything bad was going to happen. He went into Walter Reed, he got some treatment.
He didn't even have to have a vaccine.
I know. He got some other drugs and whatnot, and then what 3 or 4 days later, he's out of Walter Reed and basically back to work with not a clean bill of health, but he's doing fine.
That you just reminded me of something.
Yeah, what's that?
The other day, this past week, can't remember when, I was doing some stuff and listening. ABC News was on, and they were talking about how Trump is going back too soon after getting COVID, and and I can't remember word for word what the ABC reporter said, but the gist of it was, well, even if the president wears a mask, it's still going to be inadequate. And I just stopped in my tracks. I just stopped. As soon as he said that, I just froze. I was like, he did not just say that. If the president wore a mask, it would be inadequate. Okay. If the mask is going to be inadequate, why the hell are we telling everybody to wear the damn things?
Exactly.
I was like, wow. So that's all I got to say about that.
Linda put in here something that, in a lot of ways, I'm going as well. She put in here that I was hoping that the coronavirus would make him a little more empathic. Holy crap! To all who have had English libbity dibbity. To all who have had it, I was disappointed in his seemingly cavalier attitude about it being no big deal when so many have died. And you're right, Linda. So many people have died. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, and this is the point that, you know, the president was making is, after everything's all said and done, we know who the risk, you know, who is more at risk. We know who isn't all that at risk. You know, anybody under 50, unless you have pre-existing health conditions. We know this. And even the president having some issues himself, low risk. But even still, if you pay attention to what he said during his speech that he did afterwards, he's like, look, I received some amazing care. And I want the average American to have access to that care as well. So I'm going to make sure that y'all can have that access, you know, have that care, have this drug that I was given, and I'm not even going to charge you for it. Right. I'm going to make sure you have access to it for free.
That goes against the narrative, though.
Right, exactly. And this wasn't even talking about a vaccine. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know, they're going to lose their billions if he does that. Because let's be honest, that's what it's all about. It's about the money. It's about the vaccines. It's about the testing kits that these people are making billions off of.
Right.
They probably have the damn cure right now, but they don't want to release it to any of us because they lose a crap ton of money.
Right.
And think about this. Knowing that they have the cure, how many people have needlessly died so they can make you billions of dollars off you? And that should infuriate you to no point right there.
And to be honest, this isn't the first time. This wouldn't be the first time if that's the case. And I'm not saying that it is. If that's the case, we do know, in fact, that type of things has happened in the past. Mm-hmm. You know, the March for Dimes.
Right.
You know, they held off on the cure for whatever it was that the March of Dimes was for because they wanted to make more money off of it. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. And I'm not saying that's what's going on. But, you know, and that's not even talking about hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pack. That's not even talking about that. And that's something that back in 2008, 2009, Fauci, that guy was like singing its praise.
It's a miracle cure.
And that was another COVID type of a pandemic. And it really was, you know. But again, I mean, it was like, okay, yes, this isn't as bad as what what the mainstream media is making it out to be. Yes, people have died, but people have also died from the common flu. People have also died from pneumonia. People have also died from swine flu.
Right.
And it's not to down, one is too much, but it's not the pandemic level thing of what they're trying to make it out to be, because it's not a death sentence. And that's what the president was trying to say. It's not a death sentence. Right. 99% survival rate. That's not a death sentence at all.
And just to reiterate, what we talked about a long time ago too, just here in Illinois, on video, and you can YouTube it, the director of the Illinois Department of Public Health admits that only 9 to 10% of the people who have died actually died.
6%.
6%?
Yep.
Died directly as a cause of COVID.
Yes.
So whatever number they have as far as deaths, only that percentage is how many have actually directly died of COVID. All the rest have died from complications or other stuff, but they had COVID at the time. They're not going to tell you that, though.
Right. Now, Dave did make a good point, and a lot along the lines of what Linda had said. Another moment that he could have crushed the empathy vote, and again, as I'm not saying that it wasn't a failed opportunity on the empathy vote, but even still, it's an aspect of it's not as bad as what it could be or could have been. It's not as bad as what they're making it out to be, because here I am, the president, in a risk factor aspect myself. I had it. I'm fine. This doesn't have to rule your life. We don't have to let this thing control us any more than what we did swine flu or the flu every single year. And that was the point that the president was trying to say.
Right.
And that's why they are so angry with him, because here he is out and about doing fine.
Right.
They're more mad about the doctors not releasing his health information because they can't. HIPAA laws. Hello. Dude, I seen a meme the other day that was like, what if, these different games that we have played were real, Hungry Hippo and Chutes and Ladders. And it was an interesting meme. Anyway,
Speaking of HIPAA, what was the thing? You probably already heard this, but knock knock.
Who's there?
HIPAA.
HIPAA who?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Well, let's see here. What else we got? Let me go through my Flipboard, which if you would like to see the Flipboard, you guys can head on over to thehohoshow.com, click on that newsfeed tab at the upper right-hand portion of the screen, and you'll see my magazine filled with all kinds of good stuff. Oh, yeah. So going back to, you know what? We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into that. Then we'll get into that.
That right there.
Yeah, that right there. Just a couple minutes, guys. Have you ever been so full of it your eyes are brown? Have you ever sat on the toilet but nothing comes out? Is a box of frosted shredded wheat just not doing the trick? Well, have I got the ultimate solution for you? Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. See, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse is that particular product that will break through the sphincter like the Kool-Aid Man through a brick wall. Oh yeah! No more irregularity, no more cramping, just good old nice flow. That's right, Tide Pod Brand Colon Cleanse. Please use responsibly and use at home. This is a fast-acting product now available in Tropical Punch. So that wasn't the one I actually intended on playing. I started, I'm like, wait a second, that's the one I played last time.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
So Howard put in here, he goes, hey, Ray, my mom thinks that your buddy George Soros makes Jabba the Hutt look hot.
Jabba the Hutt look hot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. So this, could have easily been squeezed into the last segment. But there is an article here. And there's several articles that I have. This one is from Fox News. I also have it from hotair.com, whatever the heck that is. Several different places.
Right.
National Review, the Washington Times. Yeah, so I've got several different sources on this, not just Fox News. But the headline is, come on, thank you. Biden says voters don't deserve to know his stance on packing the Supreme Court. really, really now, we don't deserve to know what it is he intends to do if he intends on packing the Supreme Court? That's interesting. What do
Yeah.
you guys think on that?
Wow. We're just that much beneath him, huh?
I guess so. I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, that's holy crap.
Yeah,
So let's
it's
see
Biden.
here. Well, you know. Yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Going to be interesting this next few weeks.
Oh, it absolutely is. Kind of going through my articles on here.
So if you guys want to call in, call in.
You know, that's really all I've got on that.
That's all you got on
Yeah,
that?
I don't really have that much more. You know,
Oh.
it's almost been an hour.
What about those people that tried to kidnap the governor of Michigan?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and talk about it.
You know, the certain, I think it was 13 militia members arrested by the FBI.
Yep, 13. And I believe they are looking for more still.
Yeah, in a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan and have their own trial offsite, I guess you'd call it. So, yeah, the bad news there. But shouldn't be no shocker for the governor there. I mean, as much as her antics have really ticked off a lot of Michigan, how do you say it? Michiganians
Right.
up there?
You know, and there's a narrative that their left are trying to push that, you know, those that kidnapped her are, you know, right-wing
White
Trump
supremacists.
supporters, you know, and of which case, no, actually, they are avid not Trump supporters. You know, you look at their Facebook and different social media, and it's very clear that these guys are not Trump supporters, but that's the narrative, you know.
Yeah. But, you know, one of the things I was thinking, though, too, is during the Revolutionary War, you know, our founding fathers and everybody that started doing things right before hostilities really broke out, if they were caught by the British, they would have been labeled as domestic terrorist or seditionist or whatever label you want to call them.
Well, they would have been labeled as
Traitors.
yeah, treason.
Right. But since we won our independence, their, you know, history has them as heroes because the winning side always dictates history.
Right.
So, and I'm not suggesting that these people are heroes. I'm just saying, you know, it's in the eye of the beholder as far as, you know, what side of history you fall on sometimes.
Dave puts in here a couple good points. He says, so more Supreme Court justices are more salaries that the people of the USA will pay for. And this is, he asks, is this the democratic way of lowering unemployment?
Right.
You know, and what's funny is, you know, if they go ahead and stack the Supreme Court, you know, throw two more people on there to balance the scales back into, you know, putting the Supreme Court in Democrat control again. Well, the next time a Republican gets elected, which is a huge if, because if the Democrats win, that'll never happen again. But who's to stop the Republicans from doing it again, adding two more people in there to stack it the other direction again? And it's a snowball effect. You know, once you start it, it's just a snowball effect. I mean, I don't know as if they understand quite, you know, what it amounts to. I mean, it is. It's going to be a huge snowball effect.
Yeah. It's a ball of crap rolling downhill.
Oh, absolutely.
But, yeah. So, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
How's techie news going? Anything new in your tech world?
No.
No? Nothing new out there as far as geek stuff?
No, nothing that I've really been looking into anyway. Yeah.
I'm still, you know, that story we talked about the other week about Elon Musk trying to, you know, download your brain or your stuff or your dreams or this or that or whatever.
Right.
You know, that'd be very interesting. Let's say, you know, and it's fascinating how quickly technology advances. I mean, you know, 10 years ago, we wouldn't even be thinking about doing something like that. And now it's not just it's a possibility. So where are we going to be in the next 10 years, technology-wise?
Oh, absolutely. Dave put in here, he goes, why not reduce it to 7 or 5? And you're right. I mean, I think now, correct me if I'm wrong, but they first started off with 3 Supreme Court justices, did they not?
I'm not sure, honestly. I'd have to look it up.
I think it was 3. I think I looked into that a while back ago, and yeah. There is I'm going to be doing a lot of paying attention in the upcoming election. Okay. Hand me that piece of paper. That one, right? Nope. Underneath. Well, yeah, but yeah, that one. This here, let me do this. All right, this here, you can't see this, but it's a piece of paper and it's got a bunch of stuff on it. I took the time to get every single state, how many registered voters are in each and every one of them, and even for the information I was able to find, how many registered voters as Democrat, Republican, Independent, or others. And this coming election, I'm going to be looking at the numbers to see how many people are voting in each and every single state,
Right.
just to see just how accurate and how
much they
correct.
cheat.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm going to be looking
Let's
at.
just throw it out there. We're going to see how much they cheat.
Because I remember there was a voting district in Florida that 130% of the registered voters in that district or in that voting district voted Democrat. 130%.
Wow.
That's what I thought. I mean, that's absolutely huge. I mean, how is that even, and they want to claim that this is going to be a fair and honest election.
Yeah.
And I think that we've seen, especially, I believe that was down in Texas, the guy that actually has federal charges brought up on him for voter fraud.
Yeah.
He ordered like 25 ballots to be ordered to a P.O. box. They investigated it, found them in his house. Some of them opened, and several counts of voter fraud.
Yeah.
And Linda put a great question. How can you have more than 100%? Absolutely. And that's the thing, too. Like, what? Only not even 40% of the people, registered voters, actually vote in the election. So not only how can you have more than 100, but nowhere do you generally see numbers that high that voted in the election.
Right.
I mean, that's just, it's ridiculous,
I mean, not all, even all the dead people vote. Some hold back.
Well, mind you, and that's one of the things too. Back in 2016, Florida was trying to clean up their voter registries, trying to get rid of all the people that have moved and those who have died, and they said no, you can't do that. You can't clean up your voter registry. You've got to leave them all in there. And it's like, why? Why leave them in there unless you guys actually plan on using this to cheat?
Exactly.
I mean, that's all it amounts to, So, guys, that's all we got today. So we will look into more stuff, for the election. I'm kind of like, holy crap on that, But before I go, again, I am going to play for you the promo that I have for Dead Again, which you guys can catch on the XM Experience this Halloween. And I believe this will be airing at 7 o'clock Pacific time.
9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Dave put in here, he goes, I've enjoyed orange juice that had more than 100% vitamin C. Not sure how that works. That's different, though. That's more than 100% of your daily allowance. That's, never mind. Anyway. So, yes, that will be 7 p.m. on Halloween, Ray's birthday.
When a horrific tragedy befalls a man, he comes up with a diabolical and sinister plan.
Nothing will stop us, darling. Nothing can stop us now.
With the help of those who are not what they seem, his tale of terror will be told this Halloween. One night only, October the 31st. Be there and be scared.
All right, guys, that's all we got for today. Y'all have yourself a wonderful evening. Good night, sleep tight, and if the bed bugs bite, well, by golly, bite them back. This has been The Ho-Ho Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpickle.com. Until next time.